coffee and hot.
Yes, it is. Damn good coffee and hot. Good morning, people of Earth. Today is Monday. Are you excited about another Monday? I'm sure you are. Monday, rah, rah, rah. Where's my Monday people out there? Yeah, I know. Me neither. Like me, you probably wish you could be sleeping a little more. I'm still sleeping, actually. Today is Monday, June 20th, 2022. The last day of spring, I think. Do I have that right? I think tomorrow is the summer solstice, June 21st. Might be today, but my calendar doesn't list these things anymore. It used to. Every year it would say first day of summer. Doesn't say that. Apple, you're falling down on the job. Of course, yesterday was Father's Day, and this is Father's Day weekend. By the way, I don't have a guest here today. Um, I've been slacking on I get cancellations, and then just don't feel like putting the work in to go find another guest for the day, and that's what happened today. So I don't have a guest for today. We'll see if I can make it through. Maybe I'll end up just making it a short one and then going back to bed. No, I actually have yard work to do, housework to do, things to do. But yesterday was Father's Day and very fun weekend out playing with the band. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a great Father's Day. If you celebrate Father's Day, if your dad's still alive, you spend some time with him. Um, my dad has been gone for 40 years. Yeah, 40 years. And even when he was alive, I didn't spend much time with him. I mean, between 0 and 13, I probably spent, too much time with them for my liking anyway, and then from 14 to, 21, I was pretty much absentee, and then when I came back, into the Long Island scene and, was playing in a band and met my, ex-wife, um she probably was closer to my father than anybody I know, except for my mom, obviously. Um, but she met him the day after he had a stroke, which kind of signified the beginning of the end of his life. And so my ex-wife spent a lot of time with him in his recovery from a stroke, and she got to know him pretty well, even though she got to know a very diminished version of him, and not the not the insane criminal madman that I knew and most people knew, uh, that my father was. Now that's kind of dishonoring because he did have it. I say this all the time. I paint a really dark picture of who my father was, but he was a good guy to a lot of people too. Most people knew him as George, really funny guy, really helpful guy, nice to other people, not so much to his kids and his wife, but people are complicated. I don't hold a lot of judgment against them. I just say that as a matter of fact. But I do feel like sometimes because you know what, we all have shortcomings, and I don't want to be too judgmental. I understand that like everybody walking the planet has good and bad in them. And I often just talk about the bad sides of my father. Anyway, Father's Day yesterday. Did you celebrate with your dad? And if you did, how was it? And, what's your relationship like with your dad? It was very interesting. I got a letter from my stepdaughter yesterday. Well, a card. I'm going to read it here. It said, Dad, you really take. I don't know if you can see that. Dad, you really rarely take a break from what you do. Pretty accurate. Says, "Dear Dad, so take a well-deserved moment today to take in how much you're appreciated and just how much you're loved. I wish we'd spend more time together. I will always appreciate the help you've given me and my family over the years and the things you do, and things you've taught me in work and in life. And uh, I have come to believe, I guess, I, I have the career I have because of you. I miss you and I love you, Sarah. Anyway, very touching to me. First of all, she knows who her birth father is, but she calls me dad, and that to me is means a lot to me. Um, and that's probably the nicest card I've ever gotten on Father's Day. So that meant a lot to me. This weekend was a very busy weekend. Now, I have to say, more people. I had 3 gigs this weekend, 3 public gigs that were out playing, and Friday night, quite a few people, on the beach at Catch, Venetian Shores. Big shout out to Mike Shavola, and a thank you for helping Mikey out with all you do, and, you're very appreciated on that. The people what I found out is, and this is gonna change the way I treat this program, I think. How many people came up to me and said they listen to the program every day? Which means I'm no longer as far under the radar as I thought I was, which means I kinda have to watch some what I say, which, is not a comfortable place to be. Because I like to forget that anybody's listening, so I can just be myself and just talk from shoot from the hip. But knowing how many people are listening and who's listening in the back of my mind probably inhibits me a little bit from what I can say. Um, it's just kind of a natural thing, and if you knew what I'm alluding to, you'd understand a little better. Maybe I will help clarify some of that stuff at some point. But quite an active listenership out there. So that was impressive. Not just Friday night, but Saturday night and Sunday. People coming up and saying, "I listen all the time," and they know some of the characters from the chat room. Now, a lot of these people aren't participating in the chat room, uh, but it's just good to know that so many people have listened to the program, have become fans of some of the guests I've had on. I like to see that. I like to see it. It makes me feel like we are making a difference with some of the comedians and musicians that we've had on. So that's a good thing. What is this Wi-Fi thing? It's popping up all of a sudden. I shouldn't even be using Wi-Fi. I'm not on Wi-Fi. Stop it. Um, Good morning, Buzzy. Good morning, Craig. Good morning, Dean. Good morning, Kelly. All you people in the fabulous chat rooms. Good to see you there. As I mentioned, though, most of the people listening are not in any of the chat rooms. I would encourage them to join us. Wherever you're listening, there's probably an associated chat. Not necessarily. If you're on Twitter, not necessarily on some of those smaller networks that I don't even know. I can't even pronounce the names. Probably don't have a chat. But if you can, we're on YouTube and Facebook. Now, I gotta say something about Facebook. For years on YouTube, I had a problem with my own music getting copyright strikes. In other words, my publishing company was anytime I published something on YouTube with my own music on it, my publishing company would send a notice to YouTube or however that automation works, the AI works, they would discover it and tell me I can't use it. My own music. Now it says very clearly written, produced, and copyrighted by Matt Napo. And my channel says Matt Napo. It does not say Mind Dog on it. So you would think that would cover that. Oh, it's Matt Napo using Matt Napo's music. No, no. I got almost daily copyright strikes from YouTube that I had to go back and show them the paperwork that I am me. Matt Napo equals Matt Napo. Back off. So I finally got that cleared up about a month ago. And then all of a sudden, Facebook is doing it to me. Every single, and they're going back in the back catalog. So every show, almost 1,000 programs now. Every show they're looking at and saying, "Up, you used music attributed to that was copyrighted by Matt Napo. We're muting that portion of the program." They're not striking it down, and they're not, at least thus far, are not threatening to ban my account for copyright infringement of myself. It's fucking bizarre. But now I got to go through a whole bunch of hoops to figure out how to get them to stop just thinking I'm ripping myself off. It's very simple. My account on Facebook is Matt Napo as well. So I'm not Mind Dog anywhere. I'm Matt Napo. In the publishing, I'm Matt Napo. The copyrights, I'm Matt Napo. And they want to hit me with a strike for using Matt Napo's music. Fucking bizarre, man. Like they would, and listen, I know I'm not the only Matt Napo out there, but the odds of Matt Napo using Matt Napo's music every fucking day, just fucking bizarre. Anyway, so that's some of the struggles I'm having with Facebook. Um, so as I mentioned, this weekend was Father's Day weekend, and this time of year we get a lot because we play a lot of beaches and outdoor venues and things like that. We get a lot of small children at some of these events that we play, and for a lot of these small children, it's the first time they're exposed to live music, a band or something like that, and it's a magical experience for these kids because again, it's the first time seeing drums, seeing guitar players, and they look at them as if they're like mythical creatures or something. They look at you with wide wonder in their eyes, like, "Wow, look at this!" And I love that. I really enjoy seeing kids get exposed to live music for the first time and seeing them figure out dancing, which is really often very, you know, how little kids might dance, just bopping in one place. Um, but Friday night we had a bunch of little kids out there and enjoying, and because the venue is set up and the stage is set up with 3 levels and the drummer's all the way in the back, they really couldn't get to the drummer, and it's a difficult time there for him getting the drummer. It's always fun seeing the kids, get around the drummer, and Mike Barone is a guy who almost always hands out drumsticks to lots of them. We give them out percussion stuff, and they have the time of their life. But I had a bunch of little kids right around me up front, and this one little boy, probably not even 2 years old yet, just barely barely walking really. I shouldn't say he walking, but not necessarily a pro at it. And he was just looking at me like I was I don't know, not Santa Claus full of presents on Christmas morning or something. It's like some magical what is that thing he's holding and how come it's so loud? So I gave him a pick. And if he didn't know what to do with it at first, he's just like showing his mom, and he's like, "Wow, he gave me something. I don't know what it is." And and he was celebrating that, and his mom said, "Thank you" to me, and then she told him to give it back to me. I said, "No, no, you keep it." And he opened up his pocket with two hands doing the pocket, opened the pocket, and the other hand putting it deep down in it. I thought that was the coolest thing. Um, and then Saturday night at Garden Grill, there was this little carrot top little girl, probably again not even 2 years old, experiencing music for the first time, and her mom was singing along, and she started trying to, obviously doesn't know any of the words, if she can even speak at all, but was trying to mouth stuff and trying to like make musical sounds with their mouth. I guess very fun just to see little kids just enjoy the magic of music and become uh just lit up by it. It lights up their spirit, and it's great to see. And then, of course, yesterday at the Long Island Yacht Club, perfect, perfect summer day. I know it's not summer yet until tomorrow. Perfect summer day. Just out in the breeze, poolside, lots of little kids running around, enjoying the music. Just, it doesn't get better than that. It really doesn't get better than that. I know, some people don't like kids. I like kids. I like little kids. Makes me feel young. Just seeing little kids running around and just having a ball. Innocent, not yet corrupted by this dirty old world we live in. Great times for me. And those are the things that when I leave the gig, I feel uplifted. Like, you know what? Uh, I lost my train of thought there. I was reading some of the comments in the chat room, and Kevin's here. Good morning, Kevin. And he says, "Man, it's going to be a nuts week. All the details before a 3-week adventure going on the RV, I guess, northbound and up, backwards from southbound and down, eastbound and down." Yeah, Smokey and the Bandit song. Anyway, where the hell was it? Oh, the kids just make you feel uplifted. It's a great. Those gigs are some of the best and most rewarding gigs I play, other than the old people who are practically children in old people's skin. Uh, yeah. So anyway, I hope you had a great Father's Day weekend. I'm gonna because I have no guest today, and I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna if Kat shows up, I want you all, if you're here, to pressure her into doing a live performance. If she shows up in the chat room, I was thinking about it. We need to get her on, send her a link, and she can join us and bless us with one of her acoustic songs. Anyway, um, but I hope you all had a great Father's Day weekend, and looking forward to summer kicking off tomorrow. I am going to get a little political, and you know what, um, it needs to be said. And I'm reluctant to feel sound like I'm telling people what their politics should be, because I don't think that's my purpose here, and I don't want to ever be misconstrued as doing that. I don't fucking care what your politics are, but there are basic truths in this world that we have to acknowledge. And with this January 6th stuff going on, it's become very clear that some people are just in a cult, in a cult. And of course, I'm talking about some people. I'm talking about Donald Trump's followers. We're seeing, because of the January 6th stuff, we're seeing people like Liz Cheney and Bill Barr and people, Trump's closest allies and supporters and people, members of his staff, all being called rhinos, Republicans in name only, because they dare to go against Donald Trump on anything or to stand up to him on anything. And just to clear the record up, Liz Cheney is being called a rhino, a Republican in name only. There is no more Liz Cheney is probably the truest Republican who ever lived. She probably makes Ronald Reagan. She definitely makes Ronald Reagan look like a lefty. She voted for almost every piece of Donald Trump's agenda while he was in office. She's fucking Dick Cheney's son. If you think she's a liberal, you're either stupid or you're in a cult. Which is it? Pick one. Bill Barr. Bill Barr volunteered, begged for the job of attorney general so that he could save Trump's presidency. He was a former Republican attorney general under George Bush 41 and saved his presidency and earned himself the name General Cover Up because he covered up the Iran Contra stuff and kept Bush and Reagan out of handcuffs, out of jail. When Jeff Sessions was let go because he dared to allow the Russia investigation to happen under Trump, Bill Barr begged for the opportunity to save Donald Trump's presidency. Did I say Dick's son? Uh, Craig saying she's. Did I say she's Dick's son? Yes. If I said that, yes, that's what I said. She's Dick's daughter, Dick Cheney's daughter. Anyway, Barr begged for the opportunity to save Donald Trump's presidency. When the Mueller report came out, the Mueller report listed 10, possible 11 instances of obstruction of justice that Barr spun to say he was exonerated and saw no obstruction of justice whatsoever. The Mueller report was completely damning. Barr got ahead of it and put it out there to save Donald Trump's ass. So to say that he's a Trump hater and he's just saying what he's saying about January 6th because he's all of a sudden a liberal, give me a fucking break, man. Again, if you're drawing conclusions that Liz Cheney or Bill Barr are liberal Democrats or rhinos, Republicans in name only, you are so fucking far off the fucking planet. There's no saving you. You're either in a cult or you're stupid. Pick one. And I don't mean to get on a soapbox here, but I am on a soapbox here. I might as well continue. Almost everybody, actually everybody, not almost everybody, everybody who has gone before the January 6th committee to testify have been Trump's loyalist people. His lawyers, his campaign team, his daughter, his son-in-law, Bill Barr, his loyalist fucking people. So when he says, I want equal time, what do you want? Everybody who testified is your fucking loyalist cult members. What do you mean? It's bipartisan. It's partisan. How could it be? Yeah, it's partisan. Everybody who's testified, not one Democrat has testified. Not one person from the other side has testified in any way. And the person asking the questions, again, is Dick Cheney's daughter, not son. I'm sorry. Although maybe, in today's world, you never know. It's just, it's bizarre that you fucking people are even going down that path now. But there it is. It is what it is. So think. That's all I'm saying. Just think. Just think. I have no guest today, William. If you want to join the conversation, I'll be happy to send you a link. I mean, I got no plans for today. Basically, I had somebody who was scheduled for today who canceled weeks ago, and I never bothered getting another guest. So if anybody wants to join me, I can open phone lines or I can send links out. Phone line, as you know, that's the phone line right there if you want to call in. Haven't heard from Mike Zim lately. I know, and hope maybe I shouldn't put this out there. I know Mike will put it out there publicly that he finally got COVID, and I hope he's doing well with that. Carl, our friend Carl, is in well wherever he is. He's not doing well. He wasn't feeling well, and I hope he's feeling better. Dykes and Man will be on Tuesday this week. Um, so generally it's Thursday. Uh, All right, I'm gonna send William a link. I'm gonna send it a link on Facebook, William. Let me see if I can do that. So Dykes and Man will be on Tuesday. Just hoping Carl's doing okay. I don't know that it was COVID, but it sure sounded from the symptoms he was talking about. It sounded like he has COVID. It sounded a lot like the symptoms I had when I finally got symptoms. I mean, I've had it several times, 4 times in all. Uh, but never got any symptoms the first 3 times. When I finally got symptoms, it sounded exactly like what Carl is going through. What does Kevin say? Everybody's saying he's innocent, won't testify under oath. Everybody's saying he's guilty is testifying under oath. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Uh, Going back to the January 6th stuff. Uh, People are starting to get scared though. And I heard going back to that, I heard that Adam Kinzinger was on one of the Sunday morning shows, and he was saying that until Nixon resigned, most people were still loyal and supportive of him. That's just not true. That's not true. I watched those hearings with my parents, who were big time Republican supporters. And I think I've mentioned this before. At 8 years old in 1968, I worked as a coffee boy. 8 years old, worked as a coffee boy on Nixon's campaign for the Conservative Party in New York, and basically, I was a real coffee boy, not like that Papadopoulos guy. It was Papadopoulos. George, I forget. I know it's a Greek name. Anyway, I was a real coffee bear. Go get coffee, boy. That was my, and our jobs were doing nefarious things like taking Nixon bumper stickers and covering up Humphrey stickers on the backs of cars and things like that. So, just needless to say, very Republican and conservative and Nixon supporting household. And they were off that bus long before he resigned. As the Watergate hearings started, my parents were skeptical and still supportive uh, of Nixon, but like 3 or 4 days in, they were convinced. We backed the crook. So the idea that Kinzinger put out there that people in the similar time with the Nixon thing, of course, things this is a lot worse than Nixon. In a similar time, that people were supportive of Nixon right up until the time resigned. Not true. Not true. I lived through it. I think Adam Kinzinger is too young to have lived through it, if I look at him anyway. Uh, he got death threats to his house recently. He posted a picture. Oh, yeah. I think it was yesterday, right? Last night or something. Yeah, I wouldn't. That doesn't surprise me at all. Um, and I don't think that's really new. I think we hear about it more. But I think that's been going on forever. The whole, you can go back to John Brown, death threats. Um, so I don't. It's terrible. That's a terrible thing to get death threats, especially to your home, where your wife and kids, and maybe extended family might be. Death threats are always to be taken seriously, and they suck, and they shouldn't be part of politics, but they are, and they have been for a long time. We just hear about it more now. But yeah, so this is not similar to the Nixon time in that regard at all, because most of the people, and again, I know you say 8 years old. That's way too early to be involved in politics. I was deep in it at 8 years old, and I knew a lot of the adults, and I listened. I listened closely. I knew some very far right wing people, and all of them were off the Nixon train. But couple of days into the Watergate hearings, they figured out, "We backed the fucking crook." "I am not a crook." "Yeah, you are." Yeah, and everybody knows it. Wow, that was a loud pop. William's with me now. Let's welcome William in. He's in Grants, New Mexico. He's got his teeth in. He's wearing a Joker shirt.
I am.
Is it a card joker or a Steve Miller joker?
Card.
Okay, cool. You are the joker. How you doing, my friend?
What was
How you
that?
do? How you
I'm.
doing? I said you are a joker.
I am.
That is your job. That's your purpose in life, to make jokes.
It feels like it.
It is. Oh, it is. It is what you were sent here. It was what you were put on this planet to do. Now, you have a good Father's Day yesterday. Did you spend time with your children?
You know what? My kid was super awesome to me yesterday. He wanted to take me out, but he ended up getting called into work. So that wasn't his fault. But he totally had plans to take me out.
Oh,
Um,
well, the thought that counts.
and then I got my favorite present, marijuana. So that was, you know,
I'm getting a call from Arlington, Texas. I'm not going to take it right now. Arlington, call back later. Oh God.
oh,
Oh, that was loud. Hello.
are
Who's?
they there?
Hey, Budsy. You're in Arlington, Texas. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I can't put you on the. Uh,
Now I don't hear you. Your sound went out. There's no sound. Hi, Kelly. I can't hear you. Do I need to leave and come back? I can't hear you. Can you hear me though? So I see in the chat they said we can't hear him either, but can you guys hear me? Okay, yeah, they can hear me. That's so weird. Well,
you can hear me now, right?
yes, now I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Loopback fucked up something, or I fucked up something. I pressed the wrong button because I'm a dick. That's what happened.
Uh, yeah, it reminds me of
It's
the time I
Monday.
got kicked out of Kmart.
Okay. What'd you get
Well,
kicked at?
I mean, I used to be the kind of person that I just did things to see how the public would respond. You know what I mean? And so I went into this Kmart, and to be fair, I acted like I was special, which I can do really well. Uh, and because I used to work in a home for mentally handicapped adults, so you pick up a lot of the mannerisms and the ticks that really sell that kind of impression. You know what I mean? And so I'm in this Kmart and I'm just knocking stuff off the shelves, but it was one of the like really old style Kmarts that still had the silver gooseneck microphone. So when I got to the checkout, after I've wreaked havoc through this whole store, and I had a friend with me who played straight, who like totally didn't let on that I wasn't really special, like played like I was her special like brother or whatever. And so like her playing the straight person really made it the best. And
Yeah.
so we get up to the checkout and there's this silver gooseneck. And I was like, and I grab it because it's shiny. And of course, the special person is gonna grab what's shiny. And I pull it to me, and I was like, "Hey yo, blue light special, blue light special, hey hear me, another, hey hear me." I mean, I just like, and dude, manager come ripping out of the back, like, "What is going on? Get this guy out of here!" So yeah, I got kicked out of the Kmart.
Wow. Well, you're an anarchist. You're an anarchist. I don't even know if Kmart's still in business.
I don't think they are. I think they're all kaput now.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, but hey, somebody with glasses is in the back room. I don't know who that is, but it's on under Kiera's account, so I'm gonna bring whoever that is with the glasses on. She thinks she can make a liar out of me by taking the glasses off as I press the button, and thinks, yeah,
I don't know who that was.
it was somebody playing with a cockatoo.
Oh my god,
It
I
was
saw
me.
that.
You did? You posted
Yeah,
it?
Yeah, that was a thing. Facebook gave me a copyright strike on that video.
on the
Yes.
cockatoo video.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's muted. So I think it's muted in 72 countries or something.
oh,
They
I heard sound when I heard it.
oh yeah,
Including this country? Is that?
and it looked like the United States was one of them.
Hmm, hmm. Well, that's great.
I'm in a battle with Facebook now over what I battled YouTube for like 10 years. I think was this whole idea of getting copyright strikes on my own music, and I have to go back every time and prove that it's mine.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's
I like
ridiculous.
that.
I mean, because what I don't understand is who's like tripping the copyright strike in the first place for
I
you to have
think it's
you.
automated. It's from the publishing company when it goes on. Like if when I put something, if it's already on Spotify or because I was using CD Baby for years and years, and they were publishing stuff to Spotify, iTunes, and all that kind of stuff. Now I'm on I don't know, Disco Kid, Disc Kid or something. Distro Kid, that's the name of it. Anyway, they publish the stuff to iTunes and Spotify now. But I think as soon as it's on those platforms, an AI bot goes out and looks for misuse of it. And anyway, so yeah, now I got it cleared up with YouTube through all those people, and it stopped about a month ago, and I was finally relieved because it's just such a pain in the ass. And now Facebook is picked up on it, so.
I'd be
Um,
happy if someone used my song for
you
for like a
Oh,
little
I'd be
video.
happy if somebody stole my song. Absolutely. I've been saying that
Right.
because years ago I used to run a musician support network, and everybody was lots of people. I shouldn't say everybody. Many young songwriters were. I don't want to put my stuff online. What if somebody steals it? Like, that's the best thing that could possibly happen to you. If people, first of
Right.
Well,
all, if they make money from it, you will get it because you can prove by a timestamp that it was yours, and you can recoup that money. But also, it's the best publicity you could possibly get. Somebody stole my music.
I mean, that's really okay. So I think the whole Napster thing, the reason people got so upset about Metallica and Lars being the driving force behind that was because when Metallica first came out, they were all about like copy our stuff, get it out there, you know what I mean? And then when it affected their pocketbooks, they were like, "Hey, stop doing that."
Yeah,
They're
I don't
Right.
think it really hurt them though. I think that's why they eventually backed off. I think they realized that it was actually helping them because at that time Napster was just making people go out and buy CDs. Now that's not the case anymore. People buy directly from the services and they buy quality downloads. But if you were downloading an MP3 that was poor quality, it would get you into the song and then you go out and buy the CD. They were actually doing better. Hello, who just walked by?
that
Uh,
was my wife.
you're home. You're able to do this from home now. So,
Yeah,
Kiera,
work from home, so
where'd you get the cockatoo?
Yes.
Where'd the cockatoo come from? Is that a friend of yours? Is that where did that
I
guy
t-
and
I
his bird?
I told you this story. I told you I
I
went
mean,
to
we want to hear
Venetian.
it. We want to know about the cockatoo.
Okay. I went to Venetian one night to watch I forgot the band's name. And there was a man there and his daughter with this huge cockatoo. And there was just the cockatoo was just dancing the whole time. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the coolest bird I've ever seen. And I put him on my shoulder and he was just jamming out with me. So I invited them. I said, come on the 17th, come to Venetian. We'll be there. Bring the cockatoo, bring Sammy. And they did.
I could
And
have
I was
sworn you
so
were telling me
excited.
that story. It was a parrot in the story, which is why I was confused about the
I
cockatoo.
may have said parrot because I forgot what it was called. I think I said parrot. But
Okay.
yeah. And did you see
I
Mike's
bet
face? Mike was scared. He was scared. I loved it. It was
Yeah.
great.
Uh, yeah. So the guy, he didn't seem to have any problem with just giving the bird to you. That would have made me nervous if that was my cock or two. Uh, uh,
Me too. I would have been nervous too.
yeah.
I would.
uh,
It was
you
enormous.
know, I have to say, I thought at first I thought Kiara looked a little uncomfortable with a cock or
A
two
two.
in her.
Yes.
I like that William is on board with the cock or two.
Good too.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. No, I love it. I
now,
love it.
were you scared? Were you scared about the bird hurting you at all? Like, no.
No, I love birds. I love big white cockatoos. They're the best. No, I really would like one, but they're supposed to live for 80 years. So I can't make that kind of commitment.
No,
I really
you
can't.
know, yeah, you'll be dead before the
She
bird
doesn't. She
dies.
doesn't like old cock or twos.
Yeah, I can't afford a big white
But I would be
cockatoo for
scared that
80 years.
the claws would hurt your arm or something because you were just holding it like this. And
That's a
no,
Melly. I handed the bird to my daughter, and the bird like dug its claws into her arm and left like puncture holes. So
yeah,
it will do that. I don't know why it didn't do that to me. Maybe it didn't like my daughter. It was like squeezed on her arm. She has a tiny arm.
Mike
She was upset.
Mike Chavola with it. Mike, before you got here today, I sent a shout out to you. I really appreciate all the help you're
Yes.
giving Mikey and your
Yes.
support.
Thank you, Mike.
Greg. He
Yes.
said you look beautiful with the cockatoo.
A cockatoo.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
he didn't
Thank
say
you.
it. He didn't write it that
Yes.
way.
Thank you, Mike. Mike was the best. He kept drinks coming. He's came out and danced. He just him and his wife.
We got him
They're
singing
great.
too. You got him
Yeah.
singing. Did you hand him the mic or so on
Yes,
Four
I
Non
did.
Blondes?
Yeah. That was probably the
Yeah,
most fun I've ever had at a gig. I had a lot of fun that day.
it was.
But I
Yeah.
usually don't drink that much. But Mike, thank you, Mike. Just
Oh,
kept
you
them
were
coming.
drinking?
Mike was my little personal waiter. It started off. I said I'll just take one glass of wine,
He brought
and
me
then every
one
time
glass
my
of water.
wine. Exactly.
Well,
And
maybe
every time the wine just went, was finished, he would just come back with another one and another
interesting.
one
I
like
didn't
this.
see that happening.
Yeah.
I would have tried to stop him. I would have tried to intervene. Wait a minute, you can't be getting tipsy,
I
and
was very tipsy.
you drove home that way.
Hell yeah.
Calling the cops right now.
I hit a bunch of pedestrians. Bring it on.
Right. Um.
Kiara
y-
getting feisty this morning.
Yeah. Father's Day yesterday. Did you get together with Frank? Frank Ragu.
I did. Frank Ragu. Yeah.
And how was that? How was that?
I had a lot of fun. He likes to drink, so he made us take a shot of tequila, and then we had some wine, and then some sake. I'm just not a big drinker. I'm really not.
Doesn't
You-
sound
I get stupid. I'm like a stupid drunk. Like, everybody!
How can you tell?
How could I tell I'm a
How
stupid
can you
drunk?
tell that you're more stupid?
Because I wake up and say, did I really say that? Did I really do
Well,
that?
that's what I'm saying. How can you tell the difference between any other day?
What are you saying?
Oh.
What are you saying?
I'm saying every day you say something that you probably should wake
But
up
it's
and say,
definitely
did I really say that? Want me to give you an example of something you said totally sober in the morning that you should have woke up and said, did I really say that?
What did I say?
I stick
Bring it on.
a bidet up my ass and squirt it out my mouth or something words to
I
that
said I
effect.
needed a cleanse, and I'm very proud of that statement. That Bugsy made me want
Look
to
at William's
cleanse
face.
my innards. I did.
From the previous conversation, if she does it with alcohol, she should have a really good time.
Yeah.
Right. Is
Yeah.
that lit? No, that's not lit. I was going to say, yeah, I thought you were one of these guys who just holds a cigarette. Now, that looks like a long cigarette. Is that a Virginia Slims?
No, it's a regular one. This is even a short. I'm not even smoking 100 today.
Wow.
But these are Montegos. These are the cheapest brands I could find on the res.
Do you remember Virginia Slim? It was when
Yes.
women weren't like supposed to smoke men's cigarettes, so they
Right.
came.
They still have. I still like. They do have. I used to work at the gas station. They
Now,
still have them. They
every
come in.
woman I ever saw that smoked a Virginia Slim had her hand like this.
Yeah, I'll take a Virginia
Every one of
Slim.
them.
That's how they
Wow.
ask for it. Virginia Slims, please.
And I
Yeah.
think the Virginia Slim.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had 3 gigs this weekend, and all of them were. It was probably the most fun I've had in a probably since long before COVID happened. For gigs this weekend. But here's the thing: every single gig this weekend, people were coming up and said they're regular listeners of the show.
Oh, great.
Seriously?
Yeah, but he says, "Oh, great." I'm thinking I got to watch what I say now. In the
Me
back of my
too.
mind, I got to be inhibited about what I
Yeah.
can say now.
I know that the older woman. What was her name?
Terry,
Terry came up to
you
me.
shouldn't
She
even
said, "You
say
know,
she's an older woman now, because if she probably is listening. She probably just got offended that you just said older woman.
no,
She's a
Terry.
young gal.
You
Just
know I
say the
love
young
you.
gal, Terry.
No,
Go
but
ahead.
yeah, I love Terry, but she listens, and because she's older, I was
She's
ashamed.
young.
She's my elder, and she was listening to me talk about whatever we were talking about Friday. I don't even remember. I know it was vile.
Yeah.
Something we were talking
No,
about.
it almost always is vile. We talk about some nasty shit here, which is
Yeah.
but I talk about. See, here's the thing, and I'm going to talk about it now. I never mentioned his name, but about a month ago, I started getting calls from people saying, "Hey, so and so from another band has cancer, but he doesn't want anybody to know about it, so don't say anything." And then I get another call from another guy saying, "Hey, did you hear what so and so's got cancer, but don't say anything, but he doesn't want anybody to know about it." And I got like 15 of those phone calls, and I
From
finally
the
said,
same about the same guy.
from different people. Different
Oh,
people saying so and so has cancer. He doesn't want anybody to know about it. It's like everybody knows about it already, because everybody's calling me and saying he's got cancer and he doesn't want anybody to know about it.
oh,
Turns out he was lying,
That's terrible.
lying about having cancer.
Okay,
I
but
know who you're talking about.
was he doing okay? Was he lying about it, or was he seeing how bad the rumor mill was? You know,
No,
I know people. I know people.
that's why he didn't want anybody to know about it. He was using that. What was happening? He was playing in 2 bands at once, and he told the one band, because told his main band, or the band he's used to gigging the most with. He told them he couldn't make a gig because he had to go in for cancer treatment. Turned out he was gigging out of state with another band for more money.
I
Oh,
know who
see,
you're talking about.
And so he made that excuse to one guy, but he told him,
Wow.
I don't want anybody to know about it. He didn't want anybody to know about it because it wasn't real. He was making it up. This is like, there was a Seinfeld episode about this. You remember, there was some guy it was John Lovitz, I think, who made it up, that he had cancer and got all his, sympathy and people buying him stuff. I think Jerry bought him a wig or something for his chemo. It
that
turned out
George immensely.
Yeah,
that,
something George would do.
yeah. But
Yeah,
that
George is like, why didn't I think of this?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, George said that's like. Oh no, he was talking about wheelchairs. It was some guy using a wheelchair who wasn't really crippled. He's basically comparing that to being bald. So
That's from
uh,
that
What?
song.
Oh,
I don't know. I forget their reference now. Mike Chabot saying who is. I can't name him here because there are people listening. That would be
you
wrong.
might as well. You might as well just say it now.
No, I'm not going to just say
You
it.
might as well.
I'm
The
not going to.
secret's out.
I might as well not.
No,
Anyway, that's just so wrong, because to me, you're tempting the devil. You know,
yeah,
when
no kidding. I would never speak that into existence on myself. Are you kidding
Yep.
me?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, you're just begging to get some. You know what I mean? Like, hey, remember that cancer you said you had? Wabbo, there you go.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Mike knows how to push my buttons. He says Howard Stern would.
Oh wow,
He probably would.
that's great.
Uh,
I
I
watched a
don't.
Howard Stern episode the other day because you compared me to Robin. I
I
said,
didn't
"Who is
compare you to
Robin?"
Robin. I said you're my Robin.
Oh, I like that. I watched an episode where he was making her upset. he said something about her book. Yeah,
But he
she
was
was
very
upset.
protective of her when she got into
Good.
who was it? Gary Busey was hitting on
Ah,
Robin and picking her up and physically abusing her. And Howard, who was a punk and a very skinny, he's not a fighter, was trying to get in between them and break it up. And so good, it took a little
good for
balls on him
Howard.
because how Gary Busey's a psychotic fuck.
Mm, mm.
Were you here when Andy told the story about Gary Busey fucking with him at Robert Evans' house?
No. Oh no.
Robert Evans was the guy who produced The Godfather. Was the head of Paramount Pictures when they did The Godfather. He had a show on Comedy Central when Andy was writing for The Man Show,
Hmm.
and they had a party to celebrate, and Andy was there, and at the party, and Robert Evans had gone to jail for coke and all this stuff, but Gary Busey was there, and there was a buffet line, and Andy saw the girls they called the juggies. They were on Man Show extras or something, and they invited him to get online where they were. And Gary Busey saw him like cutting in the line and was bullying him. Says, "Hey, no cutting in the line!" And he started chasing him back to the back of the line. And Andy kept taking a few steps, and Gary Busey kept pushing him back to the absolute end of the line. He goes, "There." Doesn't that feel better now? Okay, okay.
Wow.
He can be an intimidating fuck, Gary Busey, with his big teeth and his gigantic insanity.
Wow.
I don't think I would have punked out with him. I would have definitely fought him.
I would love to see that.
You
I
would.
would love to
Well,
see that.
when I was younger, I would have fought him. At this point, I would just probably
Yeah.
leave.
Hey, you fight 20-year-old men still.
No, I don't.
You do. You subdue them until the police come for an hour and
And
a
I
half.
wheeze and I wheeze and I huff and I puff. Talking
I'd love
because
to see that.
yeah, I'm sure you would see me huffing and puffing, thinking I'm gonna have a heart attack and die now. Yeah,
Dude, the last time I had a physical altercation, I was pretty sure. I'm almost certain that I had a heart attack, like a minor heart
a
attack.
minor
Right?
heart attack. Yeah,
Yeah, like I'm not even kidding. Like it hurt. I almost like fell down. Like I couldn't walk. Like it was very debilitating, and it was after the confrontation happened. Yeah,
yeah. That, that's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
yeah. And
wow.
I'm not sure if that was before he had the accident with the motorcycle with no helmet on, or
Well,
after.
that accident.
Oh, is that what happened? Is that
He's
why
got
his
some.
eyes
Well,
are
he
shut?
was crazy his whole life to begin with,
Yeah,
but
but
when
wasn't
he
that accident in like the '80s or the '90s?
yeah, it was the '90s, I think. Yeah.
If I saw that outside of my window, I think I'd shit my pants.
Oh
But
yeah, definitely. He's
Yeah,
nuts. He's
yeah.
certifiably nuts. But there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are certifiably nuts.
I mean, I'm
Um,
certifiable. I got paperwork.
yeah. But there comes a certain age where
wow,
you really have to hang up your guns and say, even though I was a
never.
even when I was a gunfighter when I was young, it's time for me to realize I can't. I'm not the fastest gun anymore, and just hang up
I
my guns.
mean, I think for me personally, like I'm not looking for a fight. Like I'm not out there looking to get aggressive. But like I still think that even this side of 40, if it comes down to it, I'm definitely I'm probably going to stand my ground. I
Yeah,
have a
yeah, you
Good.
have to stand
Yeah.
your ground, but I definitely don't go looking for it. I tell you what, I have nightmares. I definitely have nightmares that I have. I deserve. I deserve an ass kicking by some 20 something. I definitely deserve. I earned it in my life.
Like a
I
big 20-year-old just coming through your window and just beating the
you
shit out of you and leaving. Is that
Yeah,
your
like
nightmare?
even in a fake road rage, like somebody thinking I cut them off and me being oblivious to it. I'm like out there minding my own business, and all of a sudden I'm cut off by some
I've
young
done that.
fucking stud,
Oh
and he
man.
comes running over and just punches through my driver's side window, drags me out, and beats the fuck out of me. That's what
Mm.
I got coming.
I mean, we all got that's what Clint Eastwood said. We all got it coming, kid.
Mm.
Yeah, that's from The Unforgiven. That's
You know?
definitely one of my favorite movies as well. And there are some great lines in it. We all got it coming. The
Yeah.
best part, I'll see you in hell, William Money, and he just says, "Yeah."
You should get that.
my
Uh,
dad,
I
my
like
mom dated dated someone who looked just like Clint Eastwood, and he acted like him too. And he had a son named Clint.
Wow.
I think
I'm
he just
probably
really,
dating Clint Eastwood on the low. I'm just saying.
yeah, yeah. He was pretty cool. He was a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great movie. I definitely that's like my go-to for westerns. That and Tombstone, like those are.
Tombstone. Yeah, Tombstone. Just maybe I know too much about Tombstone because it just feels like. Um, First of all, they make the herbs come off a little too clean in the movie.
Yeah, I would definitely say that for sure.
Yeah,
The
That's
what?
that's
the
fair to say.
herbs, the
The
Wyatt Earp, Virgil Earp, the
pretty
herbs,
pretty
herbs.
yeah.
What the hell is that?
Wyatt Earp was Tombstone, the gunfight at the OK Corral.
What is
Wyatt
this? A
Earp.
movie from 1864 that I'm supposed to know?
Yeah, they didn't make
Whoa,
movies in
whoa,
1864. The story is
we're talking about
the story is from 1890, I think 1898
I
or
was
something like that.
close. I was close.
But the movie is from the 90s. Val Kilmer, what's it?
like Doc Holliday. It was very
Oh, let
good.
me
Kurt
look. Maybe
Russell
I
was
know it.
in it. Billy Bob Thornton got slapped around in that movie. That's one of my favorite parts.
I don't even remember him being in that movie.
He's the guy. Okay, so remember when Kurt Russell goes in and gets the Pharaoh game, and the guy he smacks around is Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Wow.
He tells him, "You're gonna do something, or just stand there and bleed."
Now Billy Bob was already a pretty big star by that time, wasn't he? Because he didn't. That's
Yeah,
not like a
yeah.
major role in that movie. That's not.
But it was kind of like Gary Oldman in True Romance. You didn't really he was in and out so quick that you didn't really recognize him. Like Gary
Yeah,
Oldman in True Romance, I didn't even know he was in it until I started reading the credits at the end of the movie. I was like, where the hell was Gary Oldman in this movie? And then I watched it over again immediately, and I could not believe that he played that Rastafarian pimp. I'm like, are you
yeah,
kidding me?
yeah. He's another underrated actor for range and all the kind of stuff he's played. He's, you know,
Oh yeah, Gary Oldman is amazing,
yeah,
amazing
yeah.
with what he can pull off.
Do you remember when Billy Bob had a band and
Yeah,
he didn't want people to associate Billy Bob the actor with Billy Bob, whatever he was,
one
drummer or whatever in the band. And he did a radio interview in Canada, and the guy just broached the question about how uh, he combines acting with this, and he blew up online on the air, and just like tore the guy a new asshole for even asking about his acting career. Like he's supposed to be not Billy Bob Thornton anymore while he's in the band. Very strange dude.
He's
Very.
Millie Bob Morton.
Millie Mom, no. What are you looking up there? Tombstone? Is that what you were looking up?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. It looks
it's a
cool.
great movie. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Watch The Unforgiven.
Yeah,
That's
I
that's
think that's
a
a
better
newer.
movie.
That's one of his newer movies. Is that?
Clint?
Unforgiven?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of his newer movies from 1993.
Oh damn it! I don't know.
I
He
just,
made a new one, and he's like 95 years old in it. I don't remember what it's called. Something like that. I don't know. I gotta look it up now.
The
Anyway,
Unforgiven is the best, second best movie of all time, right behind. Both Godfathers are tied for number one, and then Unforgiven comes in second.
really?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm looking at new TVs because my TV is about to explode. My TV, I don't know what year it's from. It's pretty old, and
Does it still have a big back on it?
it's got like a medium back on it. Um, and it's 72 inches, and it's got like two big speakers built into it, so it's got nice sound. So I went to go look at TVs, like a big 72-inch TV. They don't come with big speakers on them. I gotta buy a sound bar.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, we lost William because he's probably getting
oh.
some
But yeah,
messaging.
no. But I didn't know that's such a ripoff that I can't get a big TV and have like the big speakers attached. I gotta buy more like sound for it, and it's
Yeah.
just
First of all, you're
ridiculous.
on the wrong side. That's the problem. No,
Mm,
I don't know.
it's all right.
Yeah, no, you need some kind of speaker system for it. They don't make TVs
Isn't
with
that
speakers built in it.
ridiculous? What isn't that the point of a TV? Like you want to boast that you have the best picture and the best sounds. You like, oh, I have the best picture, but you can get sound from someone else. It's all right. We were too lazy to build in some sound for you. Good sound.
I don't
What's that? Come
just
on.
to speak. Well, I don't know. Well,
What is that?
I don't have TV, and I don't need one. I don't want one.
I don't. Well, I mean, we really don't watch too much TV anymore. We watch it at night, like we watch Seinfeld or something like that, but not anything major. But you know, but I want a nice TV when I want to watch something nice. Like if I want to watch Tombstone tonight, I want a TV that I'm not going to be afraid of is going to explode in my face because it's making weird noises.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I watch all TV on my. If I need to watch something, I'll watch it on my computer. But I don't have any cable feed or anything like that coming in. But
We don't either.
It's good to have one if you have company over. We just never allow people in this in my house. I don't allow. I'm
Unless they're
antisocial.
homeless. Ah, I
Even
see.
then, they don't come into the living room. They don't come in. They go to their room. They stay in their room, stay in their part of the world. Now, why is he taking my spot? Get up in your spot. Wait a
Are
minute.
you
I
that
can't.
kind of person that has like the showroom that you're not allowed to enter that room? It's like spotless.
Ain't nobody coming in this room
Why?
because this is my studio. This is where I create. This is the
Your
dog
studio's
cave.
in the living room?
No, I'm not in the living room.
Oh. I
No,
thought you said no one's allowed in the living room.
well, no, the homeless people who stayed with us, we never let them use the living room.
Oh.
They have their room. You go to your room.
Oh.
We gave you a
This is
space.
the room in LA like that.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
just go in your room and don't ever come out. Don't
I don't
talk to
want you
us.
all over my house invading my space. But here's the thing now. Um,
You should have like
yesterday,
tape.
yesterday
You know.
morning, I woke up. Woke up. My wife and said, "Happy Sunday." And she said,
Aw.
you're going to be mad at me." Oh, really? Why am I going to be mad at you? She said, "I told Joan, her sister. I told Joan she could come and stay for a few days." Okay, Joan's pretty quiet. She'll keep to herself. Oh, and she's bringing Steve and the three kids. Now I'm not just mad at you. I'm homicidal. I want to kill everybody.
Are they there yet?
I want to kill everybody in my neighborhood. I want to kill everybody on the planet.
Are they from out of state?
No, they're not. But they're just. First of all, Steve is Joan's boyfriend, who doesn't believe in work.
Mm,
He's he's just a lazy piece of shit and
mm,
entitled piece of shit. And he's coming to my house and he's bringing three kids that aren't even their kids. They're Joan's grandchildren. Because
mm.
the mother is either she's in a psych ward for permanently or
That chair right here you can sit in.
just gone. So I'm gonna have three crazy children and a low life, nobody deadbeat boyfriend living in my house for 4 days. Five extra people coming here to stay. I'm
All
not happy.
right.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
they'll be here from Wednesday through Sunday, I think.
Oh.
So yeah, by Wednesday I will be. I told them no, but if these kids come in my room, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. They can't come in this room ever. They have to be totally quiet out
How
there.
old are they? They probably know better. How old are they?
No, I think the youngest one is probably 3 or 4.
Oh no, they won't know better.
Right, they won't know better. They'll be running around like fucking wild monkeys.
Mm. Mm.
Children are like wild monkeys. I do agree.
Children are a blessing. Maybe they'll touch that little heart, the
Your
icy heart.
children are a
Bink,
blessing. Somebody
bink.
else's deadbeat grandchildren are not a
A
blessing.
3-year-old is
They're a
not a
burden.
deadbeat, Matt.
Huh?
A 3-year-old is not a deadbeat.
No, the parents are deadbeats. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
oh. The 3-year-old needs love
Uh,
because her parents
Cat is
are
awake
not
and
around.
with us. I put out a thing
Good
on.
morning.
I think I put out a thing on Twitter this morning to pressure her into coming on the show this morning and doing a song for us, a acoustic song. If I'm going to get a copyright strike, it might as well be for something interesting, right?
Yeah.
So, Kat,
Definitely.
good morning. Wipe the sleep out of your eyes. Grab your acoustic guitar and let me send you a link and come on. Everybody in the chat room, start pressuring her right now. Say, "Do it, Kat. Do it." Now that
Do
we
it, Kat. To a
I
cat.
think we have 18 people in the chat room right now. I want everybody to pressure Cat. If not, go on her Twitter and pressure her. I am Cat on Twitter at I am Cat.
Wow.
Make her do it. Make her do it. Twist her arm. You know she really wants to do it. You know she really wants to do it. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, so I'm getting invaded by
Ugh.
people. But that's what a television is good for. If you have company and you want to sit on the couch and it's I don't know, watch the Super Bowl or something
You can have
ridiculous.
mine. You could have my
I
TV.
don't want it. That's an excuse to have people over. I don't want people over.
When you turn it on, it makes this sound like it's about to explode.
All right,
And
William. When was the last time? Do you have company over there a lot? People, you have people over the house a lot.
I mean, I have one friend that comes over sometimes and like my
One
sister
friend.
stuff.
one
Your friend
friend.
though. It's not. Yeah, it's not like people coming
Yeah,
over for
we don't have a lot. I do want to have like a poker night or something like that.
poker
We
night.
haven't done. We moved. Yeah, I love Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, I do
Mm.
too.
Yeah,
I haven't had a good poker night in at least 20 years. Yeah, I miss
I've
that.
never played poker. Ever.
Oh,
I don't even know the rules.
that doesn't
that's
surprise me.
actually the me and my wife. The first time we like got together, I invited her over to the house for a poker night. That she to this day does not believe I had planned because no one else showed up.
Oh, I don't believe it either. You're just
Yeah,
saying that because she can hear you. But
no,
I
no,
think she's right.
I
I think
actually love the story. I think it's freaking hilarious. I understand why she thinks that there wasn't really one
no,
planned, but
you're
for
not getting
real,
out of it.
like
You're not
No, no,
convincing anybody. Kiera, you
no.
were. Yeah.
I'm not convinced. No, there's no
No.
way.
oh,
At
maybe
least
You.
she.
tried to throw one together and it didn't work out. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-mm. No
Wow.
But
way.
she learned a lot about Texas Hold'em. I'll tell you that.
Kelly, what is wrong with you? Why are you betraying us?
I
I
want
think
to hear
Kelly
Kat
just
sing.
always
I
peer
want to be
pressure
entertained.
doesn't like that we're doing that. I bet you
Uh,
that.
yeah, yes, I'm serious, Kat. I know. Well, you're barely awake. You got. We're not done yet. We have almost an hour to go here. You can wipe the sleep out of your eyes. Go, chug some
Wipe the
coffee, whatever you
sleep
need.
out of your eyes. When prostitute Delilah Fitzgerald is disfigured by a pair of cowboys in Big Whiskey, Wyoming, her fellow brothel workers post a reward for their murder. How was she disfigured? I don't want to
She
know.
got
Don't
Or
tell
like
me.
they
Don't
cut
tell
her.
me.
They cut her tits off, and
they, they cut her face a little bit.
they cut her face with a razor blade. But according to the young cowboy,
Oh
uh,
yeah, they cut her tits
it
off, her
cut her
nose off.
tits off. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah. The young cowboy, he made it sound
And I
like
thought like hanging a moose on your wall was weird.
crazy.
Yeah.
Pair
Just
of
a pair of
tits.
tits. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Believe me, those are out there. I guarantee you, there is like somebody okay, a rich guy
A
who
serial
really
killer?
likes boobs that he paid for. I bet you anything has gotten like a plaster freaking thing that is his wife's exact boobs hanging on the wall. I guarantee you, there's probably 20 rich guys that have that on their wall.
I think you're probably right, but the odd thing is when you see a sculpture like that, it's called a bust.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't get it.
No,
Um,
a bust, a women's bust.
I
But
know,
when you
I
see a
know, I know.
sculpture, it's called a bust. When like a
Oh,
head, oh, that's
oh,
a bust of George Washington or whatever.
right, right.
You're not
Just
impressed.
the bust.
what? When was that?
So,
Uh oh. Oh, he's getting
what are you
yelled
getting
at.
abused? She's telling you about
This just did. When Demi Moore and Bruce Willis divorced, he sued her to get her breast implants.
He did not win, but he did try.
To
Yeah,
take
he
out,
didn't
to get them
win, but
taken
he
out.
tried to get her boobs back.
That's funny. That's good revenge. Can you imagine? I want the boobs back. I want the stitches pulled from your facelift. I want you to look old and haggard when you leave me.
Oh,
Bitch.
Norm used to have a running joke about Demi Moore's enormous breasts, and I never knew her for as an enormous
I
breasted.
knew her as a terrible haircut woman in Ghost. I mean, her haircut was absolutely horrendous. It ruined the movie for me, to be honest.
I
When I
think that
watched
was
that
part
movie,
of the story, though, wasn't it? That she cut her own hair off and she butchered it up. Wasn't that part of?
no,
Ghost.
no, she had a little boy haircut, and it ruined the whole entire movie. It was like,
She had the same hair like the whole time in the movie.
yeah, no, I couldn't watch it seriously.
I'm gonna have to
Sorry.
look that up. I don't. I
Yeah, it
don't
was the
think.
worst haircut I've ever seen. That's how I remember her, just like a Karen haircut. Like, let me speak to the manager. You know, the ghost comes in, and I don't know. I thought she'd be offended that he came in. Let me look at this. Let me see. Demi Moore. Demi Moore and Ghost. She looked
But
like a little boy.
did she always have enormous breasts? Because Norm used to have
No, she
a
didn't
running
have
bit on
enormous
when he did
breasts.
SNL's Weekend Update. He
No,
would.
like
This is a
she
picture of Demi Moore. Oh
she
yeah.
had like regular breasts in these earlier movies, but like
She had no
striptease,
boobs.
her boobs were huge in striptease.
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah, have you never
I
seen
got.
that with
Hold
Burt
on.
Reynolds? Did that also,
I never saw anything. I saw The Unforgiven and The Godfather. That's why.
yeah,
Those are the only two movies I've ever seen.
a movie called Striptease with Burt Reynolds, where she was quite voluptuous.
No, she wasn't. Oh wait. Oh, they
No,
were
wait,
done. Oh yeah, they were
yeah,
done.
that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. So after her and Bruce divorced, Bruce sued her to try and get her, like he wanted her to get her boobs back.
Oh yeah, because she did a striptease movie, right? That's
It looks
right.
Yeah.
like two of Bruce Willis's heads are her
No, my
breasts. It does though, right? It looks like his head's like here and here.
yeah, yeah.
Like he's just gonna pop out of a bra. He said he probably told the surgeon, "I want her breasts to look exactly like the circumference of my head."
Kat says she
Oh.
can't come on. Her hair looks like Demi Moore in Ghost, and Kiara will make fun of me.
Way to go, Kara.
No, Kat, I'm
Way to
sure you
go.
look beautiful.
That's just Kat being very creative in excuse making and joke making all in,
No,
in
we would
one.
love to hear you sing when you're ready one day. When you're
Yeah,
ready,
when you're ready one day, like today.
like today.
The songbird of my generation, you know.
Well, yeah, I will put this out as an open invitation any day you want to do it, but
Yes.
today's a good day. Uh, Kelly is asking, speaking of wives, Doug, how old is your wife, and do you hold her captive? Now, my wife is not that young. She's not that young, but she's younger than me, and I did not because she asked me how old my wife was last night on Twitter. I forget why that came up.
Just ballpark estimate, but the exact age.
See, the thing is, if I give you any indication of how old her age is online in public,
Oh, okay.
I'm probably going to be castrated in my sleep.
Oh, all right, all right. But is she significantly younger than you?
Depends on how you.
Depends
Yes,
on what you call significant.
yes,
Wow.
yes, significantly
Wow.
younger than me. What does
I
that make me a bad guy?
no,
No, but
no.
you make fun of me.
Well, she's not that much. No,
Oh,
she's
okay.
not 29. She's got
Oh.
kids that are grown up.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So not that
But
much.
she
younger.
started young. Yes.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay. Okay. All right.
no, but
Now
no,
I'm curious now.
she's not that young. I mean, I forget why it came up. What we were talking about. Because here's what happened. Saturday night, I come home from the gig. I get home like 11:30, almost midnight, and I'm
Wow.
thinking, and I was hungry. I didn't eat dinner all day. I was thinking, when I get home, I'm gonna cook some chicken cutlets or something. And I come in, and my wife is rearranging the house, and she's working on the kitchen at the moment, and everything's all over the kitchen, and it's taken apart. And she's like redoing the cabinets, and stuff is everywhere. Like the kitchen's a mess, so I can't cook and everything. And now she wants to help me to help. It's almost midnight. I worked all day. I did a gig at night, and now
But,
I just want
but
to eat
she's
and crash.
motivated. You should be too.
Right. So Kelly said, with all that energy, she must be, how old is she? And I said, she's younger than me. And then so how old? And you can't say how old.
No, I guess you can't. No, sorry.
I can't even give an end. She's
Yeah,
over
no.
21. That's all I can say.
Wow. Wow. I
My
don't
wife
know.
and I are 6 days apart, and she's actually 6 days older than me. And when
Don't
we were,
say that. She's right there.
yeah, she is right. But here's the thing. No, no, no. We're gonna talk about this. When we were under 40, she didn't care that she was 6 days older. She held that 6 days over me like no tomorrow.
Right.
But this side of 40, she wants me to never mention that 6 days. She's like,
That's
and I
weird.
said, oh, yeah, oh yeah, I tell her how
Because
old she is.
yeah, she'll hit the
Poor
milestones
old
before
lady.
you. It's not fair. It's your fault, that
Yeah,
she hits the milestones first.
40 is a kid. I would.
it is.
Mm.
We're 41, but
Yeah. Did you have a
Oh.
midlife crisis at 40? Did she have a midlife crisis at 40?
well, I mean, if it's a midlife crisis, I probably had it at like, 27.
Right.
I had it at every 0 year. I had it even started at 20. I had my midlife crisis, 30, 40, 50, but 60 kind of just came and went. Came and went. No big deal with 60. I stopped having
Mm.
midlife crises.
I had a
Now
midlife
I'm
crisis
having
like at
end
14.
of life realizations.
Mm.
I'll tell you, yeah, no, exactly. That's actually what my wife gets the most upset about. Is she's really pissed about all the AARP stuff she gets in the mail now. Like,
Wow,
At
that's
40, you
young.
usually
That's
don't get
young.
that till
yeah,
55.
already. That's what I'm saying. Like she gets so mad because she's like, I'm not even old enough yet. Like, she just,
Oh wow.
Speaking of that, I got to get a little vulgar here. I got
okay,
put on mailing lists. Somebody went and put me on mailing lists for all of it. And now the site Medium. Are you familiar with Medium?
No.
It's a blogger site, a content creator site for people who are writers. And
Okay.
I am subscribed to Medium because I have blogs and I put some stuff on there. And it's the photojournalism and videography and all this stuff is the category I'm in. All of a sudden, I started getting emails yesterday. Here's one, and it's from the photo Shutterstock um, category on Medium, on the site Medium, which is not an X-rated site in any way. And the title of the email is "She's always a slut for the taste of cum whenever she can get it, an ass-fulfilling good time."
what the hell?
Nice.
My cock has been aching to be played for a couple of days now. Now, so it comes from Jennifer K, but it starts out, "My cock has been aching to be played for a couple of days now." So obviously,
Mm.
this is a guy writing, and he's adopted. Or maybe in today's world, who knows? But working early mornings wasn't always good for a healthy sex life. But when it happened on the weekend, it tended to be more intense. And so that was one of them. And then the next one I got
Wait, you're gonna
was,
leave us hanging?
huh? No,
I,
then there's a button for read more, but there's a whole. I could read this. One of the kinkiest things is the possibility of being seen, regardless of the situation. My favorite type
That's
of
cool.
showers were the ones where nobody was home and I could finger my asshole and get ready for other things to enter. With the water hot, I took a couple of strokes of my dick to get it primed for a few ... keep reading button. So that's what. Now this is a photo blog about taking for photographers and videographers and stuff. Um, and then I got another one like right after that, and I've
uh,
unsubscribed already, and still getting them. Jake and Edward got a birthday treat from a stripper. She never thought she would enjoy having both holes filled simultaneously. But
nice.
it's from somebody named Jennifer K, and it's written from a guy's perspective, both of them. So very weird.
Wow. Jennifer K. Holy crap.
I know.
That's like that. Okay, so that was like porn in the 1800s then.
It's like those penthouse letters, and
Okay, there's a lot of smut books out there, even Western ones. Like, there's a whole bunch of smut Western books, and I mean,
Mm.
all these romance novels with Fabio looking dudes on the cover.
I read them. They're my favorite, but they are bad. They're
Yeah,
naughty.
some of them are really. I wrote a couple stories like that when I was in the joint.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I
what, dear penthouse? You'll never believe what happened to me, and it's all made up stuff.
no, no, like
oh
I wrote
oh
wrote like a fantasy story that was like oh my gosh. So I wrote a story about a demigod who got his power from women's orgasms.
Wow.
And like the more he had sex, the more powerful he became, and like he
Only if they
trapped
had an orgasm. So he was not
like
very
yeah, it
powerful.
was a real story, but there were some real smutty parts to it.
I would have
Smutty.
stayed powerless forever because I've
I
never
said
made a woman
you
have
took
it.
my joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said he
Um.
wouldn't be very powerful.
No.
Yeah.
How does a real man know when a woman is having an orgasm?
I
How?
mean, usually the
A real
water.
man doesn't give a shit. Uh,
Ah, come on now. See, that's the problem.
Hmm.
That's honestly right there, that mindset. Like I know that's a joke, and I get it. It is funny, but that mindset, which is a real thing, is the
It is
problem.
real. It's
Yeah,
real. It's a real
that
yeah.
that
thing.
is the whole problem of it right there. Because dude, I learned when I was a teenager that if you're good at it, they want to do it more. So if I want to do this more, I should be good at it. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Or
Like
at
it
least
was that
respectful
simple to me.
to, like, give a helping hand.
Right.
So you know. Yeah. I think some of the manliest men out there are probably what?
I don't
What are
know.
you doing?
I
So I
know that.
think
I wanted to
I don't
say
know anything about sex. I'm just learning about it here today.
all right.
How does it
Well,
work?
all right. Well, you take two holes and you push them together really really fast.
When I was a young man, we never knew what a vagina looked like, really, or it was just this like bush
It's
of
like a
hair,
like it's like
and
a
there was
predator.
something in there, so
It's like
you
a
didn't know
predator.
really. Yeah, you didn't have any idea what it really looked like.
you got to explore the wilderness.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I found myself deep in the bush at times with a machete trying to get through it,
Yeah.
Right,
but
right.
Right.
of course, I didn't know what I was doing.
Back in the
You were
70s.
basically operating. It's like throwing darts in the dark. You can't
Right.
see any. It wasn't until probably 30, 35 that I actually saw a shaved one. I said, "Wow, that's what it looks like." It's not
You
what
It's
I
know,
pretty
thought.
scary. It's pretty
I
intimidating. It's very scary looking.
No,
Uh,
I was blessed to have a teacher. And you know what? This is actually really controversial because people, uh, the loss of my virginity and the subsequent year after it, was definitely a crime. You know what I mean? Because I was a young man. You know what I mean? I lost my
oh, me
virginity
too.
at 18,
I was
and
7,
you, you were 7.
7.
Good
oh
God.
my gosh.
And the woman was 35, 34, 35.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know you were 7. That's terrible.
And I couldn't come because I was 7. I hadn't reached
Yeah, of
puberty
course.
yet, and she thought that was funny. She thought that was the torture of the blue ball of not working
Don't
hard
make.
on, impossible to
Oh.
cure hard on because it couldn't be relieved. She
Oh.
laughed. She laughed like it's so cute that it wouldn't. What do you expect, lady?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
But what I,
That's
geez,
wow. Jeez.
yeah. It was somebody my father was banging, by the way.
People are creeps. People are real creeps. They really are. Shame on
Uh,
that woman.
yeah, I think if my father would have found that, he probably would have killed her.
when my
He
mom
should have. He should have.
when my mom, so the girl I lost my virginity to, we messed around for like a year afterwards, and my mom caught me making out with her in an alley next to the bingo hall uh, that my parents were at, and she knew that girl was like 22, and so she flipped her shit immediately, and was super mad. I remember that ride home. My mother was livid pissed. She wanted to call the cops, and my dad actually stepped up and said, Rose, he knows what he wants. I would probably venture to say that he was the one that pursued her, which was true. I was the one that pursued her. I lied about my age. I didn't tell her that I was 18, but I did tell her that I was 16, which I thought was better than telling her I was 13. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
the whole situation was really messed up.
So I'm
You know,
guessing this is sometimes like sometime in the like early '90s. Is that what we're
yeah,
talking about?
yeah, it was in mid-90s, yeah, like
Yeah.
94, yeah.
Times were a little different then.
Times were a lot different.
we already lived in a decadent society by then.
Yeah,
Uh, when I was talking about 1966, there was no such thing as pornography. It didn't exist. I mean, there was um, what do they call them? Stag films that people could buy on 8 millimeter without sound and all that kind of stuff. But no, there was no such thing as pornography. I mean, there were books, there were Playboy magazines and Penthouse, I think, and
Yeah,
that
but
was as bad
they
as
were
it got.
they were classier than today. Just opening up your browser and just seeing anything you want.
Oh my God,
You know.
it's a whole different world. It's a
I mean,
completely
men aren't men anymore, and I feel like half of it is because of porn. Because they're not pursuing women because they could just find whatever fantasy they want online and be okay with it.
now you say men aren't men anymore. Do you think women are still women? Because I think
No, I
women
think
have
women have become more masculine and
not just more masculine, just
dominating,
yeah, just like I don't know. When maybe it's a the
tasteless.
innocent mindset that I used to have that uh, just women weren't as willing just for sex for the sake of sex
Yeah,
as men were. But now
yeah.
it seems like yeah, they just want to fuck. They
Yeah,
just
it's
want to.
crazy because like be as a woman, it's I feel like I for a while I felt like all women felt like this. Like sex is very emotional for a woman, and they couldn't have just a one night stand because they would wind up feeling attached to the man and feeling terrible about themselves. But I know some women now that put all feelings they when they go in the bedroom, all feelings are out the door, and they don't care. They just want to have a good time, and I
Hmm.
I I can't do that. Actually it's like terrible to me that people do that, but
Hmm.
it's all right.
Hmm.
I'm
That's all I
What?
I've,
got. That's
I've
all I
been
got to say about that. Hmm.
I could never have a one night stand. Well, I gave it a try and I was like devastated. I was like, oh, why didn't he call me ever again? Why?
When I was a freshman in college, 17 years old, um, I got to New Mexico, and the first night there, I met three sisters, and the oldest one was named Autumn. She was 34, and she took me to the trailer and fucked me hard, and it was like an, an amazing thing. And then 2 weeks later, the rodeo was in town, and the youngest sister, whose name was Juana, she showed up at my dorm room and said, "Take me to the rodeo." Okay, and then she took me home to meet her parents, and I'm sitting. I'm 17, she's probably 15 or something, and takes me home to meet her parents. And she goes, and mom and dad and Autumn, who fucked me 2 weeks ago, is sitting at the table with us having dinner. When she says, "Okay, we're gonna go have a bath now," and she takes me. Like a 15-year-old girl telling her parents, "We're gonna go take a bath," and takes me into the bathroom, and we get naked in the tub, and then she fucked me hard, and and her parents were okay with it. And then there was one other sister, Shelly, who was the middle one, and she was kind of like, you know, standoffish a little bit. But then we went up to the lake one day, in near Tucumcari, and went up to the lake, and she took me to the side, and she fucked me. She's like, "Don't you tell anybody we did this. You're gonna be bragging that." I said, "I'm not gonna tell anybody." And then
Here you
this,
are.
no, I one guy who was with us, this guy Tony, who knew that I had previously been with the two other sisters, he was like, "You dog, you got all three sisters, like you deserve a gold medal or something." And he went around telling everybody. And one day, Shelly comes to the door, comes to my house, and she's knocking on the door, and I open the door. She said, "You told everybody." I was like, "I didn't tell anybody," but they didn't want to know. She didn't, and none of them wanted it out there, except Juana didn't seem to be hiding it at all. But um,
Wow.
women were kind of guarding their reputation a little more in those days.
Oh, that's where the story was going.
Yes.
Oh,
What'd you
all right.
think?
I was so caught up in the story. I didn't. I forgot what the plot
Didn't
was.
care what the point was.
It's like, what?
Yeah, right. The point is,
all right.
women.
So women have
They didn't
always
want
been
you to know. So I'm
Oh,
saying
the
Susie's.
beats, Matt.
maybe,
Wow.
maybe they were always as horny as they are now, and they were always as
They've
interested
always
in
been
sex,
that.
but they just wanted to keep it on the down low. They wanted to keep it a secret.
I
and
like that better. I like that better than women singing about their wet ass piranhas. I don't want to say the word. I hate that word. The P word. You say it. I can't say it.
I don't know I don't know what word you're. I don't know. I
You
never
don't know
had,
the song WAP
Oh my
by
god.
Cardi B?
I
no.
do.
Play it quick. Come on, just a little bit.
I
Just
can't.
play it quick, please.
No, I can't. I can't do it.
Like,
Come on.
I'll get a copyright strike.
Certified freak. 30 days a
I
week.
don't know any words that begin with P.
What?
I don't
Is
know
that
any
you being
words that begin with
serious?
P. Yes.
What would
Let me see.
the female
People. People.
All right,
Is
he's
it me?
just playing around. He's playing around. You're playing
No.
around with me. Come on, stop.
What?
I don't
what
like
word
that
could
word.
P.
blank
What?
Willow.
For
Blank Willow.
I don't know.
come on, no, he's just playing around. Don't
Purple.
believe him.
Purple begins with P.
No, he's playing.
He's got it.
Porpoise. Porpoise. Porpoise begins with
Okay,
P.
wet ass porpoise. Yeah, I don't. Anyway, the point is, I
Well,
really,
they swim. They should be wet.
I really am very uncomfortable when women are very out there about it. I think it's disgusting. Like
Well,
Amy Schumer. Like Amy Schumer.
Hang on one second. I want to ask you this question though, because I think this is important because you made a distinction to say you get uncomfortable when women are out there with it. What about men?
It's a little better. It's better for me. I think I'm sexist that way. I don't know. I just can't picture it. I don't want to picture a woman's porpoise.
Because I can definitely I was very promiscuous like most of my life. And I don't see myself differently or better than you know what I mean? Like it's the thing is, and this is what I wish people would understand, and this is the real truth about it. Like I'm a craft too. Like the way I approach women and stuff like that is has always been very direct and stuff like that. Um, but that's because I'm looking for a certain kind of woman. The kind of woman that I'm looking for or wanting to get with is going to respond positively to that kind of thing being said. And
So
if
are
you
you
don't,
the one at the gas station when I'm trying to buy like a pack of gum who's behind me like, damn girl, what's your number? Is that you?
uh, I have more style than that. I have much more style than that, but I will
Okay.
definitely say something at random to someone that I just
Because I often wonder how many times that has worked for that person, because I know I'm not the only person he said that to. What girl, I'm just trying to think to myself, when has it ever worked where, let's say I was that type of girl. I don't even know. Damn,
Okay.
girl, can I get your number? Yeah, daddy, it's 516.
Right.
Has it ever happened?
Oh,
Has it
sure.
ever happened? Really?
If it didn't
Oh my
work, it wouldn't do it.
gosh.
You know what I mean? Like for that, and again, that's the realness of it. If this wasn't something that we're okay, I'll tell you what. The craziest thing that I've ever done,
Oh my
as
God.
far as an approach, this is probably one of the like out of my mind direct. I walked up and I've done it twice and I've gotten 50-50 on it. It got me slapped one time and it got me laid one time.
Ooh.
But I literally walked up to a girl, showed her a condom, and said, "Hey, you want to help me use this?" For real. I've
And
been
so what?
fucked for it and I've been fucked for it.
Oh
So
my
you tell me.
gosh.
You tell me. You know what I mean? Like I don't now would I do that necessarily today? No.
You better not. You're
That was a
married
long
now.
Well,
but
I don't like to mow my lawn without the bag on the mowers, because I like to shoot my grass all over the lawn, if you know what I'm saying. So I would not do that.
yeah.
But just thinking about what you just said, and we were talking about old school versus new school thing. In 1976, I was walking on the beach with my buddy Bobby McKenna, and we were leaving the beach. And as we were leaving the beach, this young girl said to me, she says, "Can you help me fasten my top?" She had a bikini top unfastened in the back. She said, "Can you fasten my top?" And I did. And it's
Mhm.
okay. And I kept walking, and Bobby smacked me. He said, "What the fuck is wrong with you, man?" I just asked you to help her with the top, and she's looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Ah, uh,
So I said,
I
I
like
guess
that better.
that was a come on. I didn't know. I was because I've never been aggressive with women. They always come on to me, and listen, they did back in the day because I was extremely hot, but
That's
I
fine.
didn't. I didn't know she was coming on to me. So I went back and I got her number, and I told. I said she said she was having a party Saturday night. So
Oh,
um,
no, no. Here we
I
go.
I go. I tell all my friends I met this girl on the beach, and she was taking. She had her top was off, and she asked me to put it on, and she's having a party Saturday night. So everybody, yeah, let's go to the party. She lived in Islip, which is quite a ways from where I live, and so we got there a little bit late, and it was her, and there were 16 to 20 guys and the four of us who showed up there. So now
Oh,
there's 20
wow.
to 24 guys or whatever. And everybody was taking turns with her upstairs. I was the only one who did not have sex with her that night. The three guys I brought with me did, and every other guy at the place did. And I sat in the living room just drinking. So my point about this is, what's the point with that? The point is maybe women were not so innocent and shy or
What?
sexless in those days.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
I know.
I was just going to
I
defend
know.
her
I
and
still
say,
know where she
I
lives. I
was,
always think when I'm in that area of East Islip, I always want to drive by the house and see, because I remember that house. Now we were teenagers at the time. It was our parents' house, and they were away. But I just
I was
wondering if.
going to defend her and say, no, she probably just needed help with her top.
Oh yeah, she needed help with everything, top, bottom, middle, all of it.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh.
yeah,
Oh my
so yeah,
goodness.
gang bang. She was and not hiding it at all. I mean, wow, yeah, that was an eye opening me because I was very innocent in a lot of ways with that stuff. Even though I'd been raped twice by that
Oh my
time,
gosh. Oh my
uh,
goodness.
but still innocent in my mindset. Like that, I still believed in love and things like that at that point, and monogamy and insane ideas like that.
So, like, do you think that those traumas actually made you hold on to those ideas more? You know what I
Yes,
mean?
Doctor Conway, I do. Um,
I mean,
n-
I'm just saying. For me,
no, I think you're right. Part of it is, yeah, I think I wanted to forget about but they weren't really trauma. I didn't feel like I was, it's not the same as a woman being raped. A guy being
Oh,
raped
I
is
don't
like
know.
no, but
I wouldn't.
I didn't feel like anybody stole anything from me. I didn't feel like I was, you
right?
know, you can't really. It's difficult to fuck a man who doesn't want it because his dick won't get hard, right? I think. If you're a woman, I'm just saying. If it was a guy raping you up the ass, that's a whole different fucking
Yeah.
ballgame.
All
But
Right.
different people in there, yeah.
obviously, on some level, that was very interested in it, even if I was just like not
Right.
connected up here yet. But
Logically, yeah.
so
Mm.
I don't think it was trauma, but that definitely aided to my. Listen, I was very much um smitten with a lot of girls. I would get crushes hard on lots of girls and
Right.
think the best of them. They were angels in my mind. Like I would
Aw.
see a girl with a pretty face and fall in love with her, and always think that like she was above that. And then when I found out she was human and a sinner and just as evil and dark as me on the inside, that would always crush me. I was like disillusioned by it. What do you mean? You're too pretty to be an asshole like me.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
still have that. I still have that. I was really, when I first met my wife, I thought she was angelic. angelic. And then I found out she's a nymphomaniac. Yeah,
My gosh, I don't want to know these things.
I know.
I don't want to
But
know
no,
these things. I
for
think who said.
there's a part of me that wants to assume the best in especially in women. I want women to be pure
I
and
think that's how
angelic.
I feel too, as in terms of like comedians and everything like that. Like you expect the guy to talk about his weenie, but you don't expect a girl to talk about her porpoise. Like you're like, like come on, let's be ladylike. I still have those values. Um,
At least pretend and invite a couple girlfriends over for
oh yeah,
cover.
that's what
Oh,
I was
the
thinking.
girl
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
and that's 1976.
Wow,
So they weren't so innocent, if I'm being honest.
wow.
I don't think that another time, like around that time, 76 or so, I was hitchhiking. The way because we used to,
Hold on, another story.
yeah,
Brace yourselves.
we used to meet girls. The idea was you'd go out hitchhiking as guys alone, and if girls picked you up, you knew it was something gonna happen. And I got picked up by this Satanist woman one time, and drove me out to Orient Point. No, the Crooked Thumb there, or Broken Thumb, whatever it is, on the beach, and fucked me hard. But she was died in the wool real Satanist, and
Jesus.
I felt really disgusted and dirty by the whole thing because I don't want to get it graphic, but she did things to me that I never. That wasn't in what I knew. That wasn't in any of the literature. What is this stuff? And she dropped me off one morning. Right, she dropped me off the next morning at my house. And my next door neighbor, he couldn't see the girl. He just knew a girl was dropping me off, but she was a big fat pig. Big fat pig Satanist. Anyway, but I said he couldn't see that. He just knew a woman was dropping me off. So I said, yeah, she's really hot. And he's like, she'll do anything for you. And I gave him her number because she gave me the number. Here's a number. You can call her anytime. Well, he gave that number to a guy who lives across the street from me. And that guy called her up one night, and because I met her later on, which I'll get to the story. But he called her up and said, "Yeah, my friend Matt said he met you, and maybe you'd like to get together." And she drove up to his house and came over, and he was butt naked when she walked through the door. He was already beaten her. She ran out the door. But this is. Uh, but then one night I met her in a bar, and she was like, "You remember me?" I didn't want to remember you. I'm trying to forget you. And that's when she told me the whole story. But no, she used to do, and where I'm getting not so innocent, she used to do these parties where she'd invite 10 guys over to do gang parties with no other women there for cover or any of that stuff. So, yeah. So, and that's, again, 1976, 1975, around that area. People were not as innocent as I tend to want to remember them to be. It was just, what, you crossing yourself?
Like the '90s were bananas.
Yeah. Well, the 70s, the worst thing you could get, really. I mean, nobody had even really gotten herpes at that point. The worst things you could get was a clap or gonorrhea, whatever, and
What
you
was
could
the
get it.
clap?
Syphilis.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
syphilis and gonorrhea were the two things, but you can get a shot and get it cured like that. So it was not like AIDS or herpes. Herpes, when we found out, was like it was recurring for life type of thing, a virus that stays in you. And then AIDS came along and changed the ball game altogether. Right around 1980, AIDS came out, and it was like, oh, wait a minute, no more fussing.
Now they have the silent HPV, right? Like you don't even know you have it until it's
Yeah,
whatever. They want to vaccinate like 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds, and it's like,
yeah.
no. But wow. So yeah, I like the comment. Maybe Kelly said it, maybe Kat said it, that this was an episode about all the times Matt got laid, and
No,
I really agree with that.
no. If that would be a very long episode,
Oh
but
my gosh.
I'm
Oh
not
my
bragging.
gosh. Yeah,
That's not
oh
a
no, you're not. No, you're not. You're
I'm
not.
not saying I was ever any good at it. And this is the thing I'm very open about. And I think too many men have a very high opinion of their own sexual talents. I know I was never any good at it. I'm still not any good at it. I don't know. Well, I don't know why a woman would fuck me twice. I really don't. But because I'm very selfish in bed, I am very
So
childlike.
you just get it over with and then you roll over and go to sleep? Is that
Okay.
what you do? You just do what you have to do and go to sleep? I hate men like you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Like
what I'm saying. We have to say goodbye to Gov. Let me say goodbye to Gov. Now they're
Sorry for
probably
today,
happy.
governors.
They're probably happy.